He feeds it to Hill. Gobert with the block. And they get it back. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Right on. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter in this situation.
Johnson's shot is off. Gordon kicks to Valanciunas. Here's Hill. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a...
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Athens leads by only 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Well, Mitch Richmond in this one, he has 9 points. He's been just as deadly from beyond the arc as he's been inside of it.
He showed the versatility and the range today.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Mitch Richmond really making a difference here.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, I mean, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
Rudy Gobert is out there with Boris Diaw. Then there's Brown. Then it's Richmond. And it's Johnson in the small forward position. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half.
You know what? That was good defensive effort. But on a shooter like him, sometimes it just isn't enough.
Now here's Brown. 8 points for him. He kicks to Johnson. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Get back, get back.
There's the screen. And George, here we go. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Brown against Irving. Brown outside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Athens foul call. D. Brown. That's his first personal foul.
90 seconds now into the second half. To the inside. Fareed. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Johnson for 3. And it's Johnson again missing. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. The offensive rebound. And Fareed kicks to George. For the lead. And it's good on the layup. George has got his second bucket.
A nice start to the second half. Just one miss in their first 5 attempts.
For 3, Richmond. Atlanta with the rebound. Irving's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Richmond for 3. Athens with another miss. Richmond's gone 3 of 8 shooting from the floor. From deep, George. No luck. So Athens will take it the other way. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. For Atlanta, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Atlanta making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. Both free throws good from Fareed. Athens trails by 4. On the wing, Richmond. Pass to Francis. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Just lazy.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one, although if he missed it, I might have.
Most of the time, that shot will go down, or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Atlanta with the ball. The lead is 2. And Fareed kicks to Middleton. But they get it back. Carroll passes to Fareed. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Irving attacking, and he lays it straight in. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
The shot by McGrady, no good.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And Athens making a change. Here, Korver's checked in, and Atlanta will go for a different look here. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Adams. Markieff Morris comes in for Kenneth Fareed. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Hill in for Irving.
He's fortunate that shot found the bottom of the bucket. It wasn't the highest quality look.
Kicks it to Korver. From deep three-point range, Gordon. No good on that last second. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. It's Atlanta. They're up by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. On the court for Atlanta, Paul George is out there with Markieff Morris. Then there's Gordon. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Hill in at the point. And here's Korver from the arc. Korver missing again. Got a piece of it. Hill kicks to Valanciunas. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Morris a screen. Hill drives in. Now the feed to Gordon. Fires the three. And that one's good.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep. Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
That is good. And now it's a 9-point Atlanta lead.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game. You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. He told his guys it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
And thank you for that, Doris.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
And it's good.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Mayo drives in. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 4 rebounds in this game. To the paint. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Steve Francis.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Atlanta.
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And they've also worked hard to get the ball inside. They haven't just settled. And they've hit a lot of high percentage shots in this game.
Atlanta calls timeout. Atlanta leading by 9. Outside Irving. Hits the three-point bomb. Irving's got 13 points in the second half.
The defense better start paying attention and taking care of business because he's been great from the arc this half.
Richmond no good.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Yep, and they've simply shown more aggressiveness, guys, more desire to secure the ball.
And the call will be against O.J. Mayo. That is his first foul of the game. Screen by Fareed. To the paint. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Tracy McGrady's checked in for O.J. Mayo. Irving can't hit. Athens trails by 14. Here's Francis. Porzingis passes to McGrady. For 3, Richmond. Shot is off.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Here's Fareed.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Atlanta.
Starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't. They not only lightened the load, the bench guaranteed and actually produced the win.
They sure did.
And one of the league's truly special talents making his mark. Once again, another great performance for Irving. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised. Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
Well, the comeback hopes are out the window now. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, it's a done deal. It's wrap time for this group.
Good on the shot. 16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And so it's Atlanta with the W, and in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And